Describe for me the last couple weeks, what it's been like for you.
The last few weeks have been bittersweet, more bitter than sweet. Definitely aware that I just won a big fight, just achieved another goal. So I'm really happy about that, and just had some really bad news come out. So that's really sucked.
Which is what we're going to talk about. So where were you when you got the call that your test results came back positive for cocaine?
I was in Albuquerque. I was home with my family, and Dana White gave me a call and let me know what had happened. And
What did he say to you?
he said that the athletic commission had called him and let him know that I had failed a drug test, and he was just really concerned and asked how it happened and why it happened.
So you were tested on December 4th. Describe that day for me.
It was a nerve-wracking day. I knew that I had done something wrong, and I knew that the test would show that.
Did you tell anyone?
No, I didn't tell anyone. Not even my own coaches knew that I was possibly dirty for a drug test. I kept it very private. Yeah.
Did you think there was a chance that the test would come back negative? Or did you know in your mind, this thing's gonna come out?
I knew that the test would come out positive. I just yeah, I knew it would be a positive test. I knew there was nothing I could do about it. I was stressed out about it, but I just thought I'd focus on what I could control, and that was just the fight.
Were you ever worried that you would have been suspended or not allowed to fight at UFC 182?
Yeah, it did cross my mind, being suspended or not able to fight. But once I got to weigh-ins or whatnot, and I just realized that no one had said anything to me about it, I maybe thought that the test didn't pick it up or something.
Why would you do that so close to the fight?
Right. And that's the big question. Why would you do that right before your fight? And I definitely don't have an excuse. I'm not here to make excuses for what happened. I did it, and basically, at a party, and I think a coward would sit here and try to come up with this elaborate reason, or to try to blame something, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to blame my friends. I'm not going to blame pressure or stress, or I'm not going to blame anything. But what I will say is that I messed up. It wasn't a mistake. I can't call it a mistake necessarily because I consciously did it.
Did you use cocaine any time between that positive test and the fight?
No.
No,
I didn't.
How often had you used cocaine up until that point?
Well, I had done it before, quite a few times in college. I had, experiment with it. But that's really it. I had mainly just college. It was something that I dipped and dabbed into a little bit, but it was never really an issue.
You did it in college. You did it this one time before the fight, and that's the only time that.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, I'm definitely not perfect by any means. I would say, the drug was definitely introduced to me in my college years.
That's the first time you did it in college?
Yeah, first time I did it was in college. And yeah, I do not dab into cocaine. It's not my thing at all. The night I did it, I was just, there's no excuse. I really don't know what came over me or what made me decide to make such a poor choice, but I did, and now I live with it.
Is that the only illegal drug that you have participated in?
I've dipped and dabbed in my share of partying, I might say.
A lot of people will say and have said, was he stupid? Why would you risk that?
It's just the whole situation has been really embarrassing. It's It's like, cocaine, John? Really? And it's just, I had to explain to so many people that, I'm not a cocaine addict by any mean, or not even a frequent user. I just made a really dumb decision, just really got caught with my pants down in this whole situation. And no excuse for it. I can just apologize and just try to do things better.
So you don't think you have a problem?
No, I know I don't. My friends and my team, my inner circle, they all know that there's no room in my life to be a cocaine addict.
Dana said when those test results came back that he was horrified. I didn't see that coming. I didn't expect that. For many, it seemed out of character. Is it out of character, what happened for you?
Yeah, absolutely out of character. For me, it was just a really embarrassing situation, and cocaine is just like, it's such a dirty drug, and it's just the whole situation has been really embarrassing.
Have you apologized to him, to Dana?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sincerely, I apologize to Dana and Lorenzo, to my family, to my brothers.
What did your brothers say to you when this news came out?
My brothers were both really disappointed. I think I have embarrassed them in the locker room with their respective teams. One of my brothers said they see it a lot in the NFL, and it's not as public.
Your mom?
Yeah, I talked to my mom.
I know how close you are with your mom.
Very close.
Did you call her?
Yeah, she was one of the first people I called.
How'd that go?
It went surprisingly better than I thought it would. She was very supportive, very supportive. She said, John, I don't really care about your athletic career or your, being somewhat of celebrity or whatnot. She said, I care about you, and she said, how big of an issue is it, or how bad of an issue is it? And I told her that it wasn't an issue at all.
So you tested positive for a drug not banned, out of competition. Why do you think the results were made public?
I really don't know. There's a lot of questions that myself, my team, my attorneys are trying to figure out.
So you don't plan on taking any action against the Nevada State Athletic Commission?
At this point, I'm not going to comment on whether I'll be taking action against those guys or not.
There's been fighters in the past that have failed drug tests and been let go. Is there a double standard because of your success within this sport?
I wouldn't say there's a double standard. I honestly haven't done enough research on people who have been let go in the past, but...
You don't think you should be let go because of this?
No. Now, if there was situations where it was a constant issue or something like that, I could see the conversation coming up. But this job and this platform means a lot to me.
In addition to your test coming back positive for cocaine, there was a lot of speculation around this epitestosterone level. Can you set the record straight on that?
Basically, the Athletic Commission did some tests, and obviously they test for street drugs and for testosterone levels, and they tested me and Daniel, and supposedly both of our levels came back a little bit lower than what is standard.
Which would mean what?
Absolutely nothing. Every man has a different level of testosterone. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's lower. A lot of people wrote these articles that possibly we were steroid guys or whatnot, which neither one of us are.
You have never taken any performance-enhancing drugs?
I have never, ever taken any type of performance-enhancing drug, ever.
Your mother mentioned something about rehab. So you entered rehab. Take me into that. Did you make that decision to go to rehab? Did somebody make it for you? How did that go down?
Me going to rehab was I would say it was like a collective decision between myself and some of my business partners. They thought it would be good. I told them right away, I was like, dude, I don't have a drug problem. I just got caught.
So why go to rehab?
They said, John, we don't know if you have a drug problem or not. And they said, how about you go to rehab and let them decide on how healthy you are or whatnot. And I said, okay, of course. So I went to a rehab facility, and I did a 24-hour evaluation where I spoke to doctors, about 3 doctors for almost 7 hours. And we talked about drugs and the role it's played in my life and my upbringing. And they came to the conclusion that I didn't need to be an inpatient.
You didn't need inpatient treatment.
I
So
didn't
they
need
did the
inpatient
evaluation and they deemed you essentially not to be addicted. You didn't need in-house treatment, you then became an outpatient.
Right. So they
Okay.
put me in an outpatient house or whatnot. I stayed there the next day, the whole day, with a bunch of different addicts. And the counselor came to me at the house, and he sat me down and said, "Hey, John, I really believe that you made a big mistake, and that you don't need to live here with us full time. But what I will do is continue to drug test you, and to come by your house, about twice a week or however often."
So how often how long will that go on?
I don't know yet. I
Okay, so
don't
it's
know yet.
completely random. They continue to test you.
Yes, they continue to test me on a weekly basis, and our counseling sessions will go anywhere from once, twice, maybe 3 times a week.
Because people from the outside are like 24 hours, that's not even rehab.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't know how the process works, so I feel like I've been kind of getting chewed out for the way the program they put me on. But when I went to rehab, I was willing to stay there as long as I needed to be there.
So from the outside looking in, you're like, okay, well, this guy was busted for a DUI. Now he's, has cocaine on his drug test. Like, who is this guy? We're just trying to figure out, like, who are you?
Well, I'm trying to figure out who I am as well. But like anybody else, I have my own issues that I deal with. I have my insecurities. I have life that I have to deal with, just like you. And now that the whole sports world knows this, it's an opportunity. It's a huge opportunity for me. Now
Are you
I
gonna
can.
stop partying? I mean, yeah, you won't do cocaine again, but
Yeah, but I'm not gonna sit here and say I'll never have a drink or enjoy life. I think there's a lot of people out there that can relate to me. The important thing is to learn when we fall down and to get back up and not beat yourself up too hard about it, and to try to do things better
And you know what people will say to that?
it's a
You're being honest and saying what you're supposed to be saying. There's some people that are gonna be like, oh yeah, that's the PC answer. That of course you're gonna use this as an opportunity, but to that, I guess you just have to do it, right? You just have
Yeah.
to show that you're gonna change.
And that's it. That's it, really. The best ways I can come back from this really is to continue being a winner, and to not let things like this happen again, and just to learn. It's not a defeat if you learn something.
What do you think this does to your image now?
I haven't really had the opportunity to really think about it deeply of what it does to my image. I'm really not too worried about myself right now. I'm really more concerned with what it does for a lot of my fans.
Your fans will watch this. What is your message to them, especially the young ones?
My message to my fans is that I'm sorry, that I'm really sorry for maybe betraying their belief or just letting them down, really. I definitely have let myself down, my family, my team, the UFC, my fans down, and really it's just a sincere apology.